So, you cleaned your house, and now it's time to fill it up. Come on, let's go. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, and this is a bipolar perspective. I'm part of Noir Apologia Gaming, and we just got done talking about cleaning out the dirt out of your house. All right. Now, as I said before, I don't believe in getting rid of all of it because I think that you need to be reminded about what you did and who you are or who you have been, so that you have a comparison of who you are now. All right. I don't think completely getting rid of all of your negative memories and just saying that hey, everything's positive is a good way to go. Okay, that's just my view of that. All right, but enough of the negative stuff, right? You guys tired of hearing about the negative stuff? All right, this is step two of the process, and basically, after you have gotten rid of the dirt and you had to move out the furniture to get rid of the dirt, so you had to empty your place, and you're cleaning that place. Now it's all clean. Now you put the old furniture back, and maybe you don't like the way it looks. We got to fill it up. Yeah. How do you know how to replace stuff? That was something that took me a long time to get. And what I realize is it's not the everybody wants the big thing. I mean, think about, okay, so you're either watching this on YouTube or Facebook or something. Everybody talks about going viral, right? You just hit that one YouTube video and you can make all this money. Most people don't do it that way. Most people, it takes years. This is going to take years for me to actually be really like where you go, wow, he's really being successful at this. In your view, in my view, I'm already there. I'm already there, buddy. In fact, I'm on here. But I just did the same thing as I'm telling you to do. I fill up my house still. You have to constantly do that. You have to always upgrade. You don't want to stay stale. I said that last video. You don't want to stay stale. I don't want to be stale. I don't want this to be the same. I don't want to 3 years from now to people go, wow, you're saying the same exact things as you did 3 years ago, and your videos look exactly the same. I would feel so sick to my stomach. That would mean that I have not changed at all since then. That's bad. So no. So how does that happen? I mean, what do you do? Well, maybe it starts with you don't replace the couch first. Maybe you replace the lampshade. You say, well, that's not a change. Yes, it is to you. Which is, I kind of mentioned this before about the pre-steps, that everything comes with a warning. Every one of these steps comes with a warning, and a few of them actually. Just like the last one, I told you it was going to be hard. I told you it was going to be hard to hear. However, this one isn't hard to hear in the same way. It's hard to hear in the sense that you may make a change and you may notice that change and no one else does. Because let's just be honest. It isn't a grand feat to stay sober for 2 days. It's not a grand feat to stay sober for a week. And I don't care. I don't care if, excuse me, I did the same things I did the other day. I forgot to turn off my internet connection. 1 second, please. Thank you. Okay. Airplane mode. Airplane mode. Airplane mode, Daryl. Daryl, airplane mode. See? Gotta remind yourself. Alright. So check this out. If you, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people who are stopping drinking and who have these things that they have in their head and they know they've changed. But I'm telling you, you need to. This is where you have to start to begin to think into somebody else's shoes and think about how, their perspective of you. Would you care if someone's told you? Be honest. Would you actually care if someone told you, "I've been sober for 3 days"? No, you're not really going to believe that they're going to stay sober either. Well, guess what? They're thinking the same thing about you. It's something difficult to accept. And remember that story I told you about how I let myself get involved with my family in the wrong way? That can happen because of this. Because people may not notice it, and you have to accept that. You do have to accept that, because if you don't, what happens is you're no longer working for yourself, you're working for other people. This isn't about other people, this is about yourself. You cannot possibly work for another human being. Human beings fail you, and I don't care if they're your family. They do. That's called being a human being. We do fail each other. Look at what goes on in this world right now. We fail each other all the time. And that's kind of why this is so important, because while the whole world falls apart, people with, you know, that this whole COVID thing, do you know what it has done to people with mental disorders? The suicide rate has just went, oh Christ, no crap. I mean, I could have told you that was coming. Sitting in isolation, you can't go out and talk to other people. A lot of people with manic highs have to be around other people because they can't be in their own thoughts. It's so fast, and they can't get it organized. And until you do get it organized, that's how your life is. It's really fast. Or depression, you really don't want to be by yourself in depression. Maybe you do sometimes. Sometimes you do want to be by yourself during the depression because other people just make you feel bad or something. You know, I've been like that before. My point is, the world falls apart and no one does anything. Everybody's treating the symptoms of stuff. It kind of gets old to hear. You know what I mean? It's like, you feel bad, go get on meds. That's your first advice to somebody. Don't try and do it yourself. Don't try and fix yourself. Don't try to figure out a way to solve the issue yourself. Go and spend money on a doctor that gives you medicine to make you numb. Great. That's some great advice, man. I'm telling you now, and I'm not being disrespectful. I swear to God, I'm not being disrespectful. But if that's a person like that is telling you that advice, run away fast. Because they have their best interest in heart. And what I mean by that is this. This is probably going to be offensive to a lot of people that think that they're trying to help. You're not really thinking about yourself or about that person. You're thinking about how that person makes you feel. If that person is manic and really angry, they scare you. Or if they're depressed and they're suicidal, they scare you. I'm not saying you don't care if they live or die. I'm saying that it's not really about them, it's about you. Because that solution isn't for everybody. It isn't a one-all be-all. I don't understand that. I don't understand why you would tell a person to do something that you don't even know will work. Let me give you a little insight on meds. Meds can help you clean your house. If your mind is so squirrely, I call it raccoony, then yes, you probably need to be on lithium or something. But again, lithium will kill you eventually. There's things you will not be able to do also while you're on lithium. If you're a person who loves the hot weather, probably shouldn't be on lithium then, because it will kill you. You'll become toxic. It will kill you. It's like you overdosed because you sweat, and hot. If you would like to have relations with your wife or your significant other, kind of puts the damper on that one too. Makes you pretty impotent. Get the blue pill. Yeah, get on more meds. Great. Nope. So, do you see what I'm saying? Oh, it also makes you gain weight. A lot. But it works. Lithium works as far as the, hampering down the emotions. But see, I also had PTSD, so it wasn't solving everything, was it? Didn't find that out until 2005, like I said. And I still was having issues, nightmares and stuff. That doesn't solve that. It will damper down the emotions. If you're having a hard time concentrating, yes, maybe you need on something like lithium or something. And by the way, you're a guinea pig anyway. They don't. For all the stuff that the medical field has invented that is so awesome, do you know they still know so little about the human brain? They still do the whole guinea pig process in reference to the mental illness. It may take them 2 years to get your levels right on meds. That's not a quick fix either, in other words. So, all I'm saying is I wanted you to understand my position on that. It's not that I don't like meds. It's I'm telling you most people don't understand. It's not just that simple. And most of the people that are suggesting meds don't have problems anyway, and they don't take meds themselves. Or they take meds and they don't have problems. They just like the anxiety effect. They get you high, by the way. Some of them meds can get you high. Never mind. I'm not gonna start disrespecting a bunch of people. I listen on the radio all the time, and just certain people try to help, and you're wrong. You know who you are. You are wrong. You're wrong for what you say, and it's really nice for you to have 100,000 kilowatt or watt radio to announce to the whole city of the DFW area about how you're trying to help, and then the very next moment talk about how you're going to be going out and drinking that night. That's awesome, man. You got to be ashamed of yourself, whoever you are. Like I said, I'm not going to call out anybody, but that's what I'm talking about. And this person I'm talking about, the specific person I'm talking about, he's got depression issues, and he takes meds himself, and he really is trying to help, I think, in his own head, and doesn't realize what he says out of his own mouth. And I have to be very careful about what I say. And I know that sounded a little ranty, maybe it was, because it's just something that I've listened to for years now. It's just, and I've heard it within my own life and before I heard all that. I didn't, I didn't have the means or the way or the even understanding to even try to get my viewpoint out. People weren't going to listen to me at the time anyway. But now you're looking at a man who I'm outright telling you, I am diagnosed with bipolar and PTSD. I am not on meds. I work with my problems. I work with them, not against them. I stopped fighting myself years ago. Stop fighting yourself. That's part of filling it up. Stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting yourself. You don't like the look of the couch? Go put it. Remember the compartmentalizing thing? Compartmentalize. Put that couch in a place you don't have to look at it all the time, but you can still have access to it. Don't throw it away. Put it in a room or place where you only have access to it, where you can be reminded of what you used to have or what you used to be. Compartmentalizing is a big part of filling it up. Or building your house. I gave the other part of that example is even filling it up is more even. I mean, this is more even like a building of a house even than just a cleaning of the house. Because you have to build those rooms. You don't have those rooms. your life is a mess if you have problems. And if your life is not a mess and you're trying to help someone else, I'm telling you how you can do it. And it's painful at times, but this is the process where you start to see hope in yourself. You start to see hope in yourself. It is the first time in your life you are going to literally go, wow, I've never done that before. And when you really realize it, it's going to be the first time you get a compliment you've never got before. Um, I'll give you an example of something funny for me. This is before I actually almost died. I told you I had started to change before that. It just, that experience sped up the process. So when I was in the workhouse, taking care of my business, paying for my sins, as it were, uh, someone gave me a compliment I had never had before. They said, because, they have different jobs you do and stuff like that. Um, and they said, I have great work ethic. What? I had never gotten that in my life. People call me lazy. I'm kidding. That was crazy. I was like, what? And this particular person, I'm not going to mention anybody's names just because I don't want to offend anybody, and I also don't. It's not my right to talk about something else. But this particular person was in jail and stuff, and his family is very, let's just say, famous, and in the Twin Cities, and they owned a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and so they knew about business. So he would kind of know about work ethic. So when he gave me that compliment, I was just like, what? And the sad part is all I wanted to hear was from my family, and I couldn't think outside that. And it, like I said, it almost broke me again. Sometimes you're going to get wrong perspectives about these things, and that's why you need the second set of eyes, or third set of eyes, or fourth set of eyes. You may need a group. I don't agree with group therapy. I don't really think it works very well, in my view. It can work in certain situations. If you're farther along in your path, I think you can talk about your issues like I'm talking about with you. But I think that if you're new to this, if you're trying just starting, I don't think group therapy works worth a damn. I think it's just a bunch of people telling war stories. That's just my opinion. I don't want to hear about your sex life. I don't want to hear about how many women you did, or men you did, or all that stuff. I want you to tell me why you did it. I want you to tell me your deepest, darkest secrets, or get to that point, and then so we can help you understand why you were ever like that in the first place. Because nobody starts like that. Everybody starts out innocent. I had to go through and go through my youth, figure out how the hell did I get there? How did I get from a guy who I broke up with a girl, a really good friend of mine now, very happily married, thank you very much. But it's funny because I broke up with her because she smoked cigarettes. I just bought 3 packs this morning. In other words, how did I get there? How does a person get there? And I mean, I was religious about, pardon the pun, but my dad's a preacher. But I was religious about it. And I didn't believe in that stuff. And I really just couldn't stand. I got mad at my best friend Sean, and there's a guy right there, boy. I wish someday I hope Sean gets involved in this too, because Sean, he's known me since I was 6 years old. Boy, he could tell you some stories. Tell you how bad it was back in, he could verify some of the things I say. But anyway, how do you get here? How did you get there in the first place? Well, that's part of the analysis, this is just complicated analytics. This isn't analyzing your YouTube videos or analyzing your business plan I'm learning analytics. Really, what this is a very serious, detailed, analytical view of your life, so that you can look and mark those points at which, oh my God, I should have did this here and this wouldn't have happened. How can I prevent me from making this decision? Not this. It's not the big decision. It's the little decision, maybe. It really is like that. To me, it's so essential to everything that this is all about. That I don't think you can do it without doing that. You have to. I think I've come to almost a fact about it. I say almost a fact because comments below, you have every right to disagree with me, and we can have a discussion about it. A discussion. You're not going to change my mind unless you have a point to say. You can have your viewpoint, and I will have mine. However, I think I've come to the fact. I'm just going to say fact that without this type of mentality that you have to go into your past and really detail and think about, okay, how did this happen? How did this get here? How did it happen? Because without that, I don't see, especially if you have real big problems, it's real difficult. It's real difficult. But I'm going to leave it here, and we're going to move on to the next step. But that's how you're going to get hope. That's how all of this is going to, because you're going to start seeing stuff that you've never seen before in yourself. And again, other people aren't necessarily going to notice. It'll be when the first compliment, or someone asked me, is there a moment where Daryl, you realized that you really have, that was there a moment that you knew that you were a different guy? There were moments. I can look back now and say, yes, there were significant moments where I realized, oh wow, I really don't think the same way anymore. I'm starting not to just think the same way, right? But there are moments, not a moment. This isn't a movie. This is your life. I'm not going to lie to you. I told you this already. So, start filling up your house. And I want you all to have a good night's sleep, have a good day, and contemplate on these things. Contemplate on your life. Go back in your life. Leave comments down below so I can help you with it. Now, it's only me. I mean, there's only 12 quadrillion people on Earth. Okay, there's not quadrillion, all right? But you guys have a good night. May the Lord of Light bless you in all things. Good I have bipolar disorder and PTSD, and I was in that position. I was a broken man 15 years ago, and I fixed my life. And everybody talks about changing this world, and so forth and so on, and everybody talks and talks and talks, they never do anything about it. Well, here I am. I'm going to do something about it. I'm tired of the misconceptions about mental disorder. I'm tired of the directions that some people try to give to people with real problems in life. Really examine your life. Want to without knowledge is ignorance. If you don't know what it's going to take, if you don't know why you're doing things, why you want to change your life, there is no there's no point to it. I want to create desire in you to change your life, especially if you have been abused, if you have been told all your life you're a loser. You should examine why that is. I was a loser. You understand? Like 15 years ago, I really was. You do need advice. You can't have just one set of eyes on your life. You have to have perspective, and you might not want to hear it. Do you think I wanted to hear that I was a loser? I didn't even want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. That's why I drank so much. Good Lord, I was an alcoholic because of it. I didn't want to deal with life. So check this out. Like, I didn't believe in myself. I hid myself for so long. I don't want other people feeling like that. I know what it feels like to be you. I really do. But you don't have to be.